You know what fires me up, and really it's been an evolution over the last 3 years, but in 2021, during that really difficult time that we went through, I describe it this way. I kind of put it in three buckets. The character and integrity of our customers were really revealed. The character and integrity of our vendors were really revealed. And most importantly, the character and integrity of our people were really revealed. And, we departed from a few folks that, tough times revealed true character and integrity.
Hmm.
And what's amazing is the people that just, stuck in, hung in, just shoulder to the wheel, and just, it's amazing. So the people, what I do, my amazing privilege to lead the company that we've developed and grown into is humbling, and it makes me happy. I literally enjoy every single day.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker: they only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Big Hitters Podcast. This man, he is a big hitter. He's also a great buddy of mine from Rise Up Kings. His name is Glen Yates. He's one of the founders, owners of Colt Builders. Glenn and I met through Rise Up Kings, but we volunteered at a refinery down in Mexico with Eddie. I just got to know his heart, was fascinated by what Colt Builders is up to. And so I've been wanting to have him on the show for a while. Glenn, thanks for joining, man. Tell us a little bit about how you wound up in building apartment complexes, amongst other things.
Well, appreciate it, Andrew. Honored to be on. Is really cool. I don't just build. We don't just build apartments. We build anything that's wood. So senior living, student housing. But basically, how I ended up was kind of just life's reality. I grew up in Canada, graduated from college, and couldn't get a job in Canada to even put gas in my car. Never mind live. And there's a guy out of Calgary that was looking for framers to come down to the US. And I'm like, sign me up. I'm 21. I'm not afraid of work. Let me go down and work. So anyway, came down and started framing. I had no clue what I was doing, and started in the basement putting in expansion bolt anchors. It was the worst job ever, probably. But anyway, that's how I started. And I remember looking at the guys up working on the floor, and I'm like, going to my foreman, how do I get up there? I want to work up there. I want to put on the floor. He goes, well, if you work Saturdays for free, I'll let you go up there. So I didn't even think he was a jerk at the time. I was like, right on, sign me up. I'll go up there. I didn't care. So started there. So, cut my teeth in the industry, just learning it right from the bottom up, and over time become project manager. And then in 2011, I had the opportunity to buy into Colt Builders and take majority ownership. Of course, it was very scary. It was in the depth of the '08 recession. But I also recognized it was the opportunity as well. So I was chips all in, cashed in my 401k, borrowed from anybody that would lend me any money. Everything I had, and bought out three of the existing owners and took majority ownership. And we were small then, and we've had a great run, and we've been growing it ever since. Now, not perfect straight like this. It's definitely had some ups and downs, but anyway, overall, it's been a great run, and that's how I got into this and landed in this amazing spot in my life.
That's awesome. So, you basically, it sounds like apartment buildings. You also do student housing. So anything where there's a kind of apartment style living. Is that fair to say?
I call it big wood. So
Big
we
wood.
do big wood. Yeah. If it's wood and it's big, we do it. So
I
yeah.
like that. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it. Where are some of the projects you guys are working on right now?
So I mean, we're around the country. I mean, so Massachusetts, Connecticut, down into the DC area, Carolinas, Florida, Texas, Denver. We've got a couple right in your backyard there. We have three projects actually right in Colorado, Arizona, California. So I describe it, we're around the smile of the U.S. We're not up in the Northwest, but pretty much from top right almost to the around the bottom to the top left.
So I deal with a lot of guys in home services, and I'm always fascinated to talk about marketing and client acquisition. How do those contracts typically work for you guys? Do you just go out and find a client and then they just bring you along on all their projects, or like how do you acquire a new client and what does the engagement typically look like?
So early days, yeah, we pretty much had a customer that would take us to a new market. They had an opportunity. That's kind of how we started more early days, saying 2011 to 2016. That's kind of how it worked. But as we kind of established our brand and we became national, so our industry is a very fragmented industry, and there's a lot of very capable regional players, but no one has ever really cracked the code on making what we do a national brand. And I knew there was an opportunity to do it. So I would say from like 2016, 2017 on, we started to get much more regional. So, the idea being you buy Colt in the Northeast, no different than buying Colt in Texas, buying Colt in California, same pre-construction services, same, risk management, QA, QC, all those good things, right? So, as we've evolved and where we are now, I mean, we're much more focused on our go-to-market strategy. My ops guys, they're responsible for our sales. So, that's been a learning curve because ops guys aren't necessarily great at sales. However, in our industry, your last job really sells your next job too. So having ops be responsible is actually a good thing. But yeah, we've become much more targeted, and really now where we are, it's all about relationship and values aligned customers. And, that's really our focus now. We're kind of at the size now where we used to be more shotgun and kind of take anything that might come our way. Now we're really focusing on clients that are, same values, think how we think, high value on our people, our customers high value on their people, how we treat each other during difficult. It's easy during good times when something goes good. Well, it's easy for everybody to operate, right? But it's when things get tough, right? That's where relationships and character, integrity really, really matter. So yeah, we're very focused now on character, integrity, high value people in our customer relationships.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1,000,000 a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's thebluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions, they help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. I'm just curious if you've noticed any trends or with building large complexes like this. Have you noticed, is it picking up? Is it slowing down? Are people more price conscious? Like, what are some of the trends you're seeing in the market?
Oh no, the last 3 years, I mean, we're in a down building market for sure. Price pressures are huge. I would say this though, I've noticed a real shift in the last 3 to 6 months where a lot of our customers, it feels like a lot of projects that have been on ice or maybe just dead are coming back to life. So that doesn't translate to us for another year, maybe 18 months, but it feels like architects, customers, developers, I mean there's a lot of activity now, and I think it's going to mean projects are going to start going again, where it's been pretty quiet the last 2 to 3 years.
Good. Well, that's awesome. And do you think that has to do with the cost of capital? Is it because of interest rates, or is there any sort of main reason that it's slowed down?
That's like such a great question. I don't know. I mean, yeah, cost of capital has come down a little bit, but it hasn't been huge. But what I see with equity in building spaces, everybody kind of moves in mobs. So it's almost like when somebody starts seeing things going, it kind of gains its own momentum. But I mean, the other reality is everything got overbuilt from 2021 to 2023. So there was a terrific amount of supply on the market. And, over these last 3 years with the higher rates, it's taken some time to absorb. So they're starting to really become a need again. And, that's the beauty of capitalism, right? So once there's a need, people usually find a way to start to supply it. So, I think a lot of a lot of properties that were built, finished in 23, 24, all those are, all those units are getting absorbed, and there's starting to become a demand again.
Mm-hmm. What is going really well in your business, and what are some challenges you guys are facing?
So what's going really well is the alignment of our company. I've never seen our company more aligned. The people, I mean, it humbles me when I sit in the boardroom and I see my senior management group. I see my VPs, my RGMs, my directors of our different departments. I mean, we've never been more aligned, and it's beautiful to see. 2021 was a really, really difficult year for us. We had, the COVID induced, price increases of wood. I mean, imagine the number one thing that you buy goes up 500% in 6 months. And we were in fixed price contracts. We had to honor, or we chose to honor them, and we did. So it was a really terrific shakeup in our industry and in our company. But what came out of it was pure gold, right? The people that just stuck in and hung in and just ground through it. It was beautiful to see. So yeah, the best thing that's going so great is our people, the alignment, the integrity, character integrity of our people is just remarkable. Biggest challenge, I mean, yeah, probably just price pressures right now. I mean, it's a very low market, and you know, it costs what it costs to deliver a great product, and that usually involves more people, more management, risk mitigation, safety, all those things, right? So there's a lot of ways that you can cut costs out of a deal, and of course, we're trying to deliver on a brand promise that is excellence. And, so I think probably price pressures, biggest challenge, and competing against competition that maybe doesn't value all those things 100%, and just a
Mhm.
struggle to get numbers to work for our developer friends. And, they're just trying to make deals pencil. So that's our biggest challenge right now.
Hmm. Glenn, how are you guys integrating AI into your business?
So I was kind of ahead of my time with this, and I failed. About 4 years ago, I seen it coming, and I tried to develop my own AI software tool for estimating that I ultimately failed on for a couple of reasons. And so maybe AI wasn't quite ready yet when we were developing it, and we had a little bit of mission creep and scope creep that we just kind of ran out of money and we couldn't see it to the end. But that hasn't changed my thoughts on it. And actually, I think we're working with you on trying to find a AI estimating software that will work for us. So I see that, and then I think we have a lot of opportunities yet. I mean, we're just talking to my CFO half an hour ago. He was just talking about some stuff that he was doing with some spreadsheets that would take him 30 minutes, and he pumped them into Claude, and boom, it was out in less than a minute. So I think we're still there's probably some exploration that we need to do a little bit more. I think there's probably some more creative ways that we can, and sometimes we all get too busy and we don't spend the time to dig into it a little bit, right? But I see like some of the support service groups in our company. I think there's some opportunities there for just some efficiencies that we need to explore more. But I think estimating is where we have this gold mine of data from years and years of history that I think if we could figure out how to tap that and get some forward thinking estimating, I think that's really our opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. When I started this podcast, it was about a year ago, and I started because of Rise Up Kings. I was like, oh my goodness, half of these guys are building something. And the more I understand that, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on these pain points, but project management, estimation, skilled labor, those seem to be the three, in construction. But I was like, goodness gracious, estimation, that can be done from a computer as long as you have good data. And so I believe you could either do that with a VA overseas, and I know you guys have a team in Mexico, or, with some sort of AI tool or some combination of both. But 100%, that's where I think that has been the biggest area impacted in construction. Um, I had a thought and I forgot. Oh, I forgot to ask you earlier because it's called the Big Hitters Podcast. You don't have to tell us any like private financial information, but out of curiosity, how much are you guys doing in overall sales or deal flow across the country?
So our peak was 2021. We did about 240 million in volume. Last year was probably our trough. We're in the 130, 140. I think we ended at 135 last year. But yeah, we're going to see a big increase this year. I mean, I think we're going to land the year in the 180, $190 million range. Again, there's still a few things that can move the needle up or down a little bit from there. But yeah, so we're 180 to $200 million company right now in
Yeah,
revenue.
yeah, love it. Is there anything related to the business that gets you fired up that we haven't talked about yet?
What fires me up, and really it's been an evolution over the last 3 years, but in 2021, during that really difficult time that we went through, I describe it this way. I kind of put it in three buckets. The character integrity of our customers were really revealed. The character integrity of our vendors were really revealed. And most importantly, the character integrity of our people were really revealed. And, we departed from a few folks that, tough times revealed true character and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And what's amazing is the people that just, stuck in, hung in, just shoulder to the wheel, and just, it's amazing. So yeah, the people, what I do, my amazing privilege to lead the company that we've developed and grown into is humbling, and it makes me happy. I literally enjoy every single day.
Yeah, I love that. Um, we met through Rise Up Kings. I'd be curious to hear how Rise Up Kings has impacted your life, your family, anything and everything, and how it's affected you.
Wow. That could be a half-hour question or
I
a
know it. I know it
2-minute
could be.
question.
Let's be medium, brief, and brilliant, like sub 5 minutes. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
right. Sub five. Yeah. I mean, when I went, I didn't even know what I was looking for, honestly, Andrew. I was kind of just a little bit stuck. I felt like I was dishonest, or I was empty. I don't know. I couldn't see God in anything. Really couldn't. Went to church my whole life, couldn't see God in anything. And I kind of joke, I might be one of the only guys that went to Rise Up Kings and I quit going to church. But I say that with a caveat because it was only for a year. But I left kind of a faith that, it was very rules based, and, it was works based, and I couldn't see God. But anyway, through the whole journey, I think of the belief system work that Skylar Rise Up Kings, really digs into. And I'd always heard about belief systems, but I never really understood really what it meant and the meaning of it. And so to maybe get more clarity on what the depth of that, and then to start having some tools to start to dig in and kind of understand how your belief system shapes everything really, and is the starting point. I think that was probably the biggest change for me. And obviously with belief system work and honesty and digging into that, it naturally aligns you with God, right? And from that, now I can say, I'm starting to see God in everything. And that includes, I can see God working in the first 48 years of my life, where during that 48 years, I couldn't really see God working in anything. So, I think the belief system work has been so powerful to me, and it's really just changed how I think and how I show up. And life's a journey, and I'm thrilled I'm on it, and I'm thrilled I'm at the place I'm at on it. So
Yeah. And I know we, in particular, met through Ruck Espanol. What's it been like volunteering at those events and helping out with what Eddie and Pastor Ray are doing?
it's amazing, right? Just to be able to, and again, it's not really those guys any more than us guys, or like you just I don't know, be able to be around guys that are different problems in their life, right? And to be able to see maybe the time away from everything, and to be, I don't know, committed to doing some hard work and some hard things, and to just kind of break the normal of life, and have a chance to maybe see things from a different perspective, and have, yeah, I think it's amazing to just see the people, yeah, realizing or awakening in a way of life that they've never seen it before too. So I guess knowing how powerful it was for me to be able to be part of those experiences and see it in others, I think it does more for me than anybody just to see it, because it's powerful, and it means a lot. So not that I'm really doing anything there, right? But it's more of a supporting Eddie and the team that are doing all the work, right? But
Yeah.
it's powerful.
Yeah. I love it. Anything that we haven't talked about today that you want to talk about?
I mean, I just go back to the belief system work. I really, I can't speak enough about how powerful and important it is. And, hopefully every young man, middle-aged man, old man gets a chance to do that in their life before it's over, because I think it's some of the best. One thing I think about, Andrew, is I think our society, I think a lot of times we always look to maybe find the negative too, and maybe, we see the things that aren't working for us, and we're always trying to explore those things. But
Yeah.
I also love the part of belief system work too. Like there's a lot of things that are really good and are working good too. And so again, it's not just like a negative looking thing either, right? At all. It's, well, what are the things that are working well and why are they there? Well, that's almost just as powerful as some of the things that aren't too. So anyway, I think, yeah, belief system, digging deep, understanding it, working on it, getting aligned with God, it's most beautiful work I think anyone can do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. I'll never forget at the Forge, I literally had a breakthrough that probably would have taken me 10 years of counseling, and it was because I went on stage and I let Skylar like double click on my daddy issues. And I left there and I finally, after I was a Christian for over 20 years, but I knew God loved me. I didn't believe it, and like, what other breakthrough is there? That might be the breakthrough, like actually believing in my heart of hearts that God loves me. And so 100%, like it allowed me to operate in more freedom. It changed how I parent, when I changes how I like expectations I have on people. It's crazy. I agree with you 100%. Your beliefs will impact everything. So
Yeah.
that's a good word. Yeah. Well, Glenn, thank you for joining us on the show. I admire you. You're the most humble baller I think I probably have met, and you've been fascinating to be around, and it's been an honor serving alongside you. And yeah, thank you so much for coming. Where can if people want to find out more, would they just go to the Colt Builders website?
Yeah. Colt Builders, great place to start. Yep.
Okay,
100%.
cool, awesome. Well,
Very
thank you
good.
for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
All right. Appreciate you, Andrew.